There is a reason some gardens stay lush even when fertilizer prices rise and soils grow tired. It's not luck, and it's not secret chemicals. It's a plant so efficient at feeding the soil that modern agriculture quietly pushed it aside. Once you understand what comfrey does beneath the surface, you'll realize most gardens are starving while sitting on a solution hiding in plain sight. Comfrey is not another trendy garden plant. It is a biological engine, a deep-mining, nutrient-pumping, self-renewing fertilizer factory that works non-stop once established. And for gardeners who care about soil health, resilience and independence, it may be the most important plant you'll ever grow. Why comfrey is, really in a class of its own. Most garden plants, well, they live in just the top 6 inches of soil. They're all competing with each other for the same shallow nutrients, which is exactly why fertilizers end up being necessary over time. But comfrey, it breaks this pattern completely. It sends down a powerful taproot that quite often reaches 6 to 10 feet deep. That root, it accesses mineral layers your vegetables will never, ever touch. Calcium, potassium, phosphorus, nitrogen and trace minerals, locked deep underground, are pulled upward and stored in comfrey's large, fast-growing leaves. This alone, honestly, would make it valuable. But comfrey doesn't stop at mining nutrients. You see, it turns them into usable fertility at record speed. Once established, comfrey can be cut to the ground 4 or even 5 times in a single growing season. Each cut triggers explosive regrowth. Thicker leaves, faster growth, higher nutrient density. You do not fertilize comfrey. Comfrey fertilizes everything else. The variety that makes comfrey practical. Not all comfrey is suitable for gardens. The variety that matters is Bocking 14. This sterile hybrid was developed specifically for agricultural use. It produces no viable seed, meaning it stays exactly where you plant it. It does not spread through seed, invade beds, or take over your garden. What Bocking 14 produces instead is biomass, an extraordinary amount of it actually. Field trials recorded yields approaching 100 tons of green material per acre per year, even on poor soil. Few plants on Earth convert sunlight into usable organic matter this efficiently. Each leaf is loaded with nutrients. Fresh comfrey typically contains around 2 to 3% nitrogen, roughly 1% phosphorus, and potassium levels that can reach 7%. That potassium concentration makes it especially valuable for flowering and fruiting crops like tomatoes, peppers, squash, berries, and fruit trees. Why does comfrey feed soil faster than compost? Well, most green manures take weeks or even months to break down. Comfrey works differently. Its leaves are soft, low in lignin, and rich in protein. When cut and laid on soil, they begin decomposing almost immediately. In warm conditions, they can fully break down in as little as 48 hours. So, what this means is that nutrients are released quickly, right at the soil surface where roots and microbes are most active. There's no nitrogen lockup, and honestly, no waiting around for compost to finish. Soil life, well, it responds instantly. You see, this isn't about feeding plants directly. It's really about feeding the soil system, which honestly ends up feeding plants better than any bag ever could. Here's the thing. Chop and drop the Amish-approved way. The simplest and most powerful way to use comfrey is, well, just chop and drop. Leaves are cut at the base and laid directly around plants or across garden beds. Tomatoes, for example, respond with deeper green growth and stronger stems. Peppers flower heavier. Fruit trees, they show improved leaf colour and better fruit set. The leaves collapse pretty quickly, forming a living mulch that suppresses weeds, protects soil moisture, and, releases nutrients as it breaks down. There's no digging, no mixing, and really no disruption to soil structure at all. This, it aligns perfectly with the Amish philosophy of feeding from the top and just letting biology do the work. Over time, repeated chop-and-drop cycles build dark, crumbly soil rich in humus. Clay loosens up. Sandy soil holds moisture better. And, compacted ground becomes alive again. Making comfrey tea the right way is, pretty important. For gardeners who want a faster targeted feed, comfrey tea delivers concentrated nutrition. The process is simple, but it must be done correctly. So you fill a container with fresh comfrey leaves, packing them loosely. Then add water until the leaves are fully submerged. After that, cover the container and let it ferment for, about 1 to 2 weeks. The liquid will darken and develop a strong smell. Now, that smell is actually a sign of nutrient extraction, not spoilage. This liquid is a concentrate and must always be diluted before use. The correct dilution is 1 part comfrey tea to 10 parts water. For example, you'd mix 1 litre of comfrey tea with 10 litres of water. Apply it directly to the soil around plants, never on the leaves. Used this way, comfrey tea rivals many commercial fertilizers in performance without damaging soil life or locking you into store-bought inputs. So, why did modern agriculture walk away from comfrey? Well, comfrey didn't disappear because it failed. No, it disappeared because it just didn't fit the system. Chemical fertilizers, you see, are uniform, fast, easy to package, and, profitable. Comfrey, on the other hand, requires patience, a bit of cutting, and careful timing. It really rewards those who work with biology instead of trying to replace it. Now, confusion around safety also played a role, let's be honest. Comfrey contains these things called pyrrolizidine alkaloids, compounds that can be harmful if consumed internally over time. So supplements were pulled from shelves and, headlines did the rest. But here's the thing. Using comfrey as mulch or fertilizer has never been banned. Soil microbes break these compounds down rapidly. There's simply no evidence linking comfrey mulch to unsafe food crops. The plant wasn't dangerous. It was just inconvenient to monetize. Why comfrey matters now more than ever. Fertilizer prices, they just keep climbing, don't they? At the same time, soil health is, steadily getting worse. And climate stress, it's putting more and more pressure on gardens everywhere. Comfrey, though, it quietly solves all 3 of these problems. It's perennial, It rebuilds soil instead of wearing it down. It really cuts back on the need for outside inputs. And honestly, it turns sunlight and deep minerals into free fertility for, decades. Just plant it once, and it can feed your garden for 20 years or even more. That is not just some gardening trick. That is real resilience. Comfrey changes the way you garden, plain and simple. You stop chasing after deficiencies and start building actual systems. The soil gets better every season, instead of just wearing out. Plants end up stronger, with fewer interventions needed, and your reliance on store-bought fertilizers just fades away. That's the reason old gardens thrived without constant inputs. They were built on biological loops, not chemical fixes. Comfrey is one of the most powerful loops nature ever came up with. If you want healthier plants, richer soil, and genuine independence from commercial fertilizers, comfrey isn't just a nice option. It's absolutely foundational. If this opened your eyes, go on and share it with another gardener. And for more proven, natural systems that actually work, subscribe to Nature's Fix and turn on notifications. Your soil remembers what really works. You just have to give it the chance.